What happened to the Battle Royale? It feels like just yesterday that you'd be in the back of the bus or, like me, sitting in traffic on the way home from your first job, when a notification in the group chat would pop up, and you knew exactly what that night held for you. Because for the past 10 years, the Battle Royale gaming genre has dominated the space. Combining survival, strategy, and fast-paced action, it quickly became a cultural phenomenon. But recently it seems that people are growing tired of the same copy and pasted game mode. But where did it all begin? Why did it skyrocket to popularity? And is the Battle Royale on its way out? Let me paint you a picture. The year was 2012. I was sitting in my dorm room as a new freshman, violently addicted to World of Warcraft. And as I sat there between dungeons, chugging Mountain Dew, a new video popped up on my YouTube homepage. This was the first introduction to Minecraft Hunger Games, and I didn't know it at the time, but it was my first introduction to the Battle Royale game mode. After some laughs, I booted up the custom game to try it out, only to get absolutely dumpstered by the sweatiest of sweaty, causing me to promptly close Minecraft and get back to my raiding. I mean, this was 2012 World of Warcraft. We had pandas up in here. But little did I know that these Minecraft Hunger Games, while primitive by today's standards, would lay the groundwork for what would become a full-blown gaming genre. Cut forward to 2015, and your boy here was a bit bored of gaming. We were almost 2 years into Warlords of Draenor, don't get me started there, and I was playing an unhealthy amount of DayZ. But one day, a buddy slid into my Skype DMs, we were not on Discord yet, and said, "Yo man, we gotta try this new game." He told me it's kind of like DayZ mixed with Call of Duty, and when you throw a term at me like DayZ mixed with Call of Duty, that was the juiciest sentence my 20-year-old brain could comprehend. Unlike our previous experience with shooter games throughout the years, every moment was tense and methodical. With constant awareness of other players lurking nearby, it was an unforgettably thrilling introduction to the brand new game genre. I'm surprised more people don't mention H1Z1 in the Battle Royale history, but this game left a lasting impression on me and my friends. I had a great amount of nostalgia when I looked back on H1Z1, so I decided to hop back in that game in 2024, only to find a wasteland of people that had moved on to newer and better titles. But you know your boy still hit a clip. Who else do you know hitting H1Z1 clips in 2024? Now, while me and my friends shared some great memories of H1Z1 Battle Royale, nothing could have prepared us for the next phase of this genre. Alright, let me set the stage for you. It's the last year of college as I'm preparing for my final reviews, when I got a little Discord notification with a reveal trailer for a brand new Battle Royale game. Little did I know at the time, but this new Battle Royale would catapult this genre into the mainstream of gaming. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, or PUBG for short, was a digital phenomenon. With its immersive mechanics of gun attachments and vehicle combat to its intense gunfights between multiple squads, PUBG captured the hearts of millions. This was also the first time I noticed a large influx of gaming YouTubers and streamers playing the Battle Royale for their platforms, with some of the biggest names at the time bringing PUBG to the front page of Twitch in late 2017. I mean, as of writing this in 2024, PUBG currently has 20,000 viewers, and it's still a staple game almost 7 years after release. But 2018 came around, I graduated college, moved on to my first real job, and a new Battle Royale king was here. And this one would be here to stay. Enter Fortnite, the game that revolutionized not only the Battle Royale genre, but the entire gaming industry. With its vibrant visuals, accessible gameplay, and innovative mechanics, this game took the internet by storm. While I said PUBG was a digital phenomenon, Fortnite transcended traditional gaming boundaries, becoming a cultural phenomenon. Fortnite's impact extended into the mainstream culture through its collaborations with celebrities, athletes, and brands alike. From exclusive in-game skins to branded merchandise, Fortnite became a platform for cultural expression and commercial partnerships on a global scale. And personally, I feel like Fortnite's success comes down to two simple features of its game, which led to over 10 million players during its first 2 weeks of release. The first of this was its gameplay and graphics. For years, the typical shooter game was based in realism, with titles like Call of Duty, Battlefield, and even PUBG. Fortnite emerged in the market as a bright and colorful twist to the usual shooter. This in turn led to a much wider audience, including younger children, whose parents might not have been thrilled with other FPS's titles' realistic depictions of war. This game also ran incredibly smooth on any system. Fortnite launched on every platform, allowing friends to team up regardless of their console alliance. But the real thing that catapulted Fortnite into the history books was its free-to-play model. This meant that there was little to no barrier to entry for new players to join in on the fun. This was also a plus, as little Johnny didn't have to convince his mom to shell out $60, but instead could slam that download button on the PlayStation and be in the game within minutes. But what Epic lost on initial selling price, they made back many times over with the implementation of the Battle Pass system and microtransactions. With the nature of Fortnite's lighthearted and animated style, microtransactions for characters and weapon skins fit perfectly into this universe. And with it being a free-to-play game, it was not a large hurdle to leap to shell out $10 for a super cool skin that set yourself apart from the rest of the lobby. Now, while Fortnite was not the first free-to-play game to exist, nor the first game to feature microtransactions, it was by far the most successful and would shape the trajectory of games in this space for many years to come. It cannot be understated the impact of Fortnite, and it is probably still the most successful battle royale to this day. Now, me and my friends never really got into Fortnite too deep. We played a little bit, but you see, we were all about to graduate college and go out and be adults with jobs. And at the time, Fortnite was for babies. And I'm not just saying that because I never learned how to build. I'm actually cracked at Fortnite.
Pretty sure there's no fall damage in this.
I don't think there is fall damage.
Oh, there is.
But little did we know, there was a new game on the horizon, made by industry veterans that would capture the attention of millions for years to come. Apex Legends burst onto the gaming scene in February of 2019, marking a significant milestone in the Battle Royale genre. Developed by Respawn Entertainment and published by Electronic Arts, Apex Legends was a surprise launch, announced and released the same day without the typical marketing build-up. Set in the Titanfall universe, it introduced a squad-based format where teams of 3 players competed against each other in a fast-paced, character-driven Battle Royale. The game's emphasis on unique legends, each with their own abilities and playstyles, added to the depth and strategy, distinguishing it from other titles within the genre. The combination of mechanics and features from many popular games at the time led Apex Legends to quickly amass a player base of over 25 million within its first week. Apex Legends' success can also be attributed to its polished gameplay mechanics, responsive gunplay, and dynamic movement options inherited from the Titanfall series. Following the Fortnite release model as a free-to-play title with optional in-game purchases, it appealed to a broad audience seeking a more competitive multiplayer experience with no upfront costs. Now, I've played my fair share of Apex Legends, and like Fortnite, it still holds a sizable player count in the BR space, but it never really captured my heart. Many of my friends were diehard Titanfall fans, and I just never got into those games back when they were popular. You see, I was a Call of Duty kid. I loved the boots on the ground realism of the original Modern Warfare games of my childhood, and I was growing tired of the fantasy worlds at Fortnite and Apex Legends, and had lost interest in the science fiction that was happening in Black Ops and Advanced Warfare. But little did I know that Infinity Ward was actually reading my thoughts, and soon all of my wishes would come true. Well, first the pandemic hit, and I want to make it clear that is not what I asked for. Activision didn't do the pandemic. The year was 2020, and COVID-19 was shutting down our country. I had just gotten married to my wife, and our honeymoon was cut short as the shelter-in-place order was given for our county. With hundreds of millions locked indoors around the world, Activision could not have asked for a better captive audience to drop one of the greatest battle royales in this timeline. You really just had to be there. You know that saying by Andy that goes, "I wish there was a way to know you're in the good old days before you've left them"? That's how I feel about this whole era of Warzone 1. I would pay a ludicrous amount of money to have a montage of funny moments with my friends from this time. This era of Warzone is truly some of my fondest gaming memories with my best friends. Within 24 hours of release, Warzone had been downloaded by over 6 million players, and by April of 2021, it had surpassed 100 million downloads. For that first year or two, it seemed like everyone and their dad was on Warzone in those days. Warzone's launch strategically combined the best parts of other Battle Royale titles, with a free-to-play experience, large-scale map, full console support, and crossplay, including the introduction of new mechanics like the Gulag, which let you earn your spot back in the battlefield with a 1v1 duel against another fallen combatant. Side note, can we bring back the OG Gulag? Or the loadout system that let you put together a custom weapon from your favorite attachments, just like the Call of Duty multiplayer offered. The game's integration with Call of Duty's progression system and frequent content updates, including seasonal changes and limited time events, ensured ongoing engagement and excitement among players. Warzone quickly gained a massive following, becoming a staple in the Battle Royale genre and reinforcing Call of Duty's position as a dominant force in multiplayer gaming. Me and my closest friends spent many nights grinding for wins over the next couple of years through the pandemic, and with the addition of Rebirth Island, our love for the game only grew more. Although unfortunately, nothing lasts forever. Things started to fall off a bit during the Vanguard and Black Ops Cold War era as people slowly grew tired of this game mode. After so many drops, it was harder and harder to convince people to dive into the game mode casually, which left a spiral of only the most sweaty and dedicated players left on the servers. Once Warzone 2 came out, it seems as if nobody in my friend group was booting it up to drop anymore, and while I really wanted to relive those Warzone days, Warzone 2 and going further, Warzone 3 just never felt right. By the early 2020s, the Battle Royale genre saw a significant decline. After its initial success with the games we talked about, the genre became oversaturated as many studios tried to cash in. This led to a flow of new titles, but only a few stood out, while others like Hyperscape and even Fallout 76's Battle Royale quickly faded into obscurity. One reason for the decline was a lack of innovation. The repetitive gameplay loop of dropping in, looting, and surviving became stale for many players, despite efforts to keep the game fresh with updates and new maps. At the same time, other genres genres began to rise in popularity. Social deduction games like Among Us and cooperative survival games like Valheim offered more varied and unique experiences, pulling players away from the Battle Royale formula. Not to mention other games that took a different twist on the Battle Royale format like Fall Guys, which is still a last man standing style game but doesn't exist within that first person shooter space. Yet despite this, some of the genre's biggest names have adapted to survive. Fortnite continues to evolve, incorporating narrative-driven content and crossovers from popular franchises. Apex Legends, with its unique hero-based approach, keeps adding new characters and features to keep its player base engaged. And I don't see Warzone dying at this point. It will probably remain a staple in Call of Duty's offering for some time to come. I don't think the modern day battle royales are bad. I just think players are tired. But what can we take away from this? The legacy of the Battle Royale genre continues to resonate throughout the gaming industry. Though the initial frenzy may have subsided, the genre's influence can still be seen in a wide range of games, from mobile apps to traditional multiplayer shooters. It redefined what it meant to create a competitive, large-scale multiplayer experience, making the last player standing concept a fixture across many different platforms and gaming titles. Beyond gameplay mechanics, the Battle Royale left a significant impact on streaming culture and player-driven storytelling. Platforms like Twitch and YouTube saw view counts surge as these games became central to the rise of professional gaming and content creation. You could say this is somewhat attributed to the pandemic, which I would agree with you, but I'd also say that streamers thrived on the unpredictable, high-stakes action of this genre, drawing in millions of viewers who were captivated by the dramatic tension that each match offered. This shift in how players engaged helped shape how developers approach these live service games, with real-time updates and interactive events becoming essential elements in maintaining long-term player interest. Ultimately, the rise and fall of the Battle Royale represents a story of innovation followed by saturation. Its golden age may have passed, but the genre's contribution to the evolution of competitive gaming, streaming, and interactive multiplayer experiences are undeniable. Though no longer the dominant trend, the influence of the Battle Royale will continue to shape the gaming landscape for years to come, serving as a reminder of how swiftly trends in the industry can rise, peak, evolve, and ultimately fade into obscurity. I want to thank you guys for tuning in and listening to me ramble about a game genre that I care so much about. And I'd be interested to hear, what do you guys think? Is the Battle Royale completely dead, or is it well and alive as ever? If you could let me know in the comments down below, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thank you so much. Have a good day, and I'll see you in the next drop.